Well, I think we didn't tell him in time. I think it's probably fine. I also don't know what happened to the bingo sheet. I thought I saw it, but then it disappeared. Anyways, looking at the bingo sheet from where I can see it, looks like we have some early goals of visit all 4 shops. That's pretty easy once you get any movement whatsoever. Basically, that lets you get. Read both Pilgrim's Way lore tablets and read both lore tablets in Mantis Village are also pretty early, as long as you can get to. Though Mantis Village requires some vertical.
Okay, so far we still don't have a bingo board on the bingo board on the stream. We are setting that up right now. Spander does have a bit of an advantage over Choco, as Choco seemingly has started a bit later than Spander has.
So the racers have agreed that random map mod is okay. So we see Spander getting the map now. And it looks like not much at not Celebra, Zelda. I don't think any of those are on the board. Yeah, there's not very many random charm goals.
Yeah, the only 2 obtained goals on the board are for the 2 Lifeblood Charms and for Shade Cloak, so only 1 item requires Lifeblood Charm.
And it looks like we have the bingo board now. So it looks like Spander will skip grubs, going straight for False Knight or shops, I assume.
However, we do have a nice correlation between the obtained 2 Lifeblood Charms and enter the... No, wait. Never mind. I just read the entirety of that goal.
Yeah, Lifeblood Charms...
Lifeblood goal without wearing any Lifeblood Charms, so they have to obtain 2 Lifeblood Charms and then not even be able to use them to get into the Lifeblood core.
Interestingly, Choco is going straight for Moloch. Interesting play, since it's only 1 check and fairly long compared to False Knight or shops, which give multiple.
It also isn't in logic, so we don't know what he will find there.
Yeah.
Normally this is something that happens when Kill False Knight and Brooding Moloch are both on the board. When Kill False Knight and Brooding Moloch is on the board, which this time around it isn't. It is that 1 check that normally people don't check, and I guess doing it early makes sense.
Yeah, I imagine Choco is trying to do just an out-of-the-way check that Spander probably isn't going to, in order to possibly get lucky and get an advantage.
Are there any charm not related goals on the board, because we know where one of them is?
I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. So I'm not sure which version of Rando they're playing on. I believe so. Spandabear did not go to check the Dirtmouth Stag, which is only a thing in the newer, less tested version of the randomizer, 3.07. So they are probably on 3.06.
Choco is quite far behind Spander, only now finishing off enemy encounter, while Spander has already gone to Grasmother and he's checking slack.
I like this play from Spanda here, going for shops instead of false knight because of the visit 4 shops goal. It looks like he is shade skipping straight to Salubra. Choco attempts to lure the Vengefly over to get the Pogo to the Mask Shard, but fails, unfortunately.
That is, again, another check that is normally missed out on because of how obscure it is. And
yeah, it's not
has
in
a rare
logic.
chance of having something good in it, but because it's not in logic, you shouldn't really bother with it until it is.
Well, Choco is following in Span's footsteps, going to shops.
I wouldn't call this a terrible play, but now it's a race for who gets mobility first. And Spanda has the advantage of actually getting to Salubra before him.
Salubra has Unbreakable Heart, which is a pretty nice charm, and Arcane Egg, which is money once they get to Lem, but nothing else.
Sadly, Unbreakable Heart does not count as a lifeblood charm because it increases your maximum health and doesn't actually give you any lifeblood health.
Oh, Hidden Station Stag, that's a... Well, once they get Kingsbrand, that's a pretty easy way to get the Lifeblood core goal. And it looks like Spanda did not buy it and will instead go to False Knight. Or did he? I forget. I didn't catch it.
So far, the only thing he can check is a item that he doesn't have enough geo to buy, and an item that is at the end of White Palace, so he can't even start thinking of it yet. So I don't see any problems with doing this.
Huh. Choco stopping by to get some grubs. I don't think either racer has checked grubs yet. That could still be something. If Spanda doesn't find anything at False Knight, it's actually pretty likely.
Choco is slowly but steadily catching up to Spanda, but instead of going for Force Knight straight away like Spanda did, he's getting as many grubs as he can.
Yeah, so if there's something at grubs, Choco might pull ahead, but for now...
But then again, Force Knight has 3 checks behind him, for one that he drops being the crest. He also has the chest with Geo to the left of the arena, and he has Vengeful Spirit behind him that you need to beat him or get Infection to be able to check.
Weaver Song. I believe that is a Baldur killer that isn't in Easy Logic.
I think it is in Easy Logic, is it not?
I think it isn't because of how finicky Weaver Song is. But thankfully, at least Baldurs have reduced HP to make it less annoying to kill them with things like Weaver Song or Dash Master or Long Nail.
Normally the thing about the Baldur killers is Baldur killers have weird logic. I get Long Nail being in something like hard logic because you really need to time it perfectly. Oh, Spanda got Journey's Blessing, putting him at 1 of 2 lifeblood charms.
He equipped Weaver Song. I wonder whether this means they'll go and check the Mount Baldur, but it doesn't seem like they're doing it just yet.
That would be intelligent, especially since he can also check grubs on the way down there.
I imagine he might be actually going to Green Path with Weaver Song. That looks like where he's heading. Or maybe Grubs. I think actually at this point, Grubs or Hidden Station might be guaranteed progression, since I don't think Weaver Song actually is in Easy Logic. For Baldur killing
Grubs, he's going straight to Green Path. Did Spander read the sign here?
I don't think they did.
They're going to have to read it to get both of the pilgrims. To get both of the pilgrims away, Lord.
So Spanda might be thinking here that like if they find anything in Green Path, then that gets them to fungal basically, like any sort of movement really. And with fungal access comes like several goals. Pilgrim's
Anyways,
Way.
Ash has told us what the different Bowder killers are in the different skips categories. So easy logic is the VS and dive / going room and rubberflies allergy. Then in the mild skips there's Spore Shroom and Weaver Song. And in the spicy skips there's Cyclone / and Mark of Pride. I don't think Spander checked behind the Bowder and the Mound.
Yeah.
It won't be the progression that they want because we're doing easy logic, but it could always be something.
Looks like Spanda Bear tries to make the squid, I believe that's what it's called, skip, but fails.
Oh,
Lifeblood Core, that's pretty big.
That's the second
two
lifeblood
lifeblood charms.
Both of them were in Mound. Will Choco remember that it's on the board and mark it off?
Looks like Choco is buying Hidden Station Stag and checking that.
Choco is yet to mark it, even though he's got both.
Choco possibly going to Grubs now? I can't imagine what else. Or maybe just following Spanda Bear into Green Path.
I'd say with how many grubs he has saved, he's going to grub. Spander at 1 HP. Very risky. Oh, VS at 11 grubs. And Sprint Master at 13. Love Key at 8. Monarch Wings at 11. And grubs are stacked this season.
So I think logic now has to be at Hidden Station. Because I think they've checked literally everything else in logic.
I mean, Choco even checked Morlock, and none of them are checking Hidden Station. Although Choco does have the Geo for it.
Yeah, I believe he bought it and just hasn't checked it yet. Spanda Bear wisely unequipping Weaver Song for going through Fog Canyon. Unfortunately, kill 3 Umas with a minion charm is not on this board.
Ironic considering how many times it has been on the board in the previous races.
Spanda Bear is going to check Mound now. Oh, is Choco going to realize in time? Oh no! Choco! Choco literally scrolled past 2 lifeblood charms and still hasn't marked the goal.
It says obtain 2 lifeblood charms. I don't know what he's doing.
He must have just forgotten about it. And if Spanda Bear realizes, then he'll just be able to snipe that goal. Unfortunate for.
And we're going to see that one of the occasions where you want to know what the racer is saying. Spander getting very unlucky with the spiders.
I guess I kind of see why this is in mild skips now. The Weaverlings are...
Yeah, they are absolutely annoying to deal with. Okay, finally. Spander got it, and Spander marked
Immediately.
it. He has got it, even though Choco has checked that so long ago. Will Spander check Hidden Station? He doesn't have the geo for it.
Looks like Spanda's going to check grubs now?
Oh, he might be.
Okay. This is important because there are many important things at grubs. He'll know now that he really needs to be focusing on grubs.
Yeah, they are both on 3.06. We haven't updated to 3.06. And none of them have checked Hidden Station yet. It's physically the final in logic check they can do.
Is Kill a Dern due on this board? Oh, it is. Huh. Spanda Bear could have gotten this some time ago, but just didn't go for it. So Choco is going to snipe this from Spanda Bear. Spanda Bear checking their map.
Both
Looking
races
for
are
a board
probably
to go.
thinking that Weaver song was the progression. And that's why they aren't doing the in logic check, because they think that Green Path is in logic with Weaver song. Both of them probably don't know that this is not in logic. Anyways, Choco did kill Durandu and got that goal.
So it seems both racers now have sniped a goal that the other one really should have had. Looks like they're both heading towards Hornet now. Spanda gets the squid. Right, I should
is using rando map mod, so he should know that it's not in logic. But Choco's not, or at least I don't think he is. He hasn't been popping up the map at all. And he hasn't talked to Elderbug for all I know.
Clearly, Choco's going to lose because talking to Elderbug is the most important thing you can do in this game. I didn't quite catch whether the map detected Green Path as in logic right now.
It should not.
Well, Choco is a bit behind Spanda Bear.
I mean, we're nearly 20 minutes in and we still don't have our first move, which is most probably in Hidden Station.
I don't know, Hidden Station could have something cursed, like, I don't know, a really long stag chain that ends with...
Choco has just taken the lead over Spanda Bear by taking way less time beating up the Moss Knight. So now they're pretty much head to head.
Spanda Bear taking some time to heal as well, for falling further behind. Though again, this still might not be relevant because there might not be anything in Green Path, since it's not in logic.
So people are having bets on when any of them are going to check it, and my bet is going to be half an hour in.
Yeah, they still have Green Path, they have the autopilot seal, they could go check No Eye's Darkroom out of logic if they're just like very confused about where logic is. Well, Spanda Bear taking the lead in getting to checks, but Choco continues to save grubs, which will be very
some
important.
wild guesses in as well. We have bets of 35 minutes and 40 minutes. No, I can believe that if there is literally no movement anywhere around here. But if there is, then oh.
Lantern.
Well, now they have to think that No Eyes is in logic.
Yep.
Both of them getting lantern at the exact same time.
And that also puts resting grounds in logic, as well as one check in peaks, I believe. The darkroom egg,
Yeah, the
specifically.
rancid egg and darkroom. Yeah.
Looks like Choco's checking hidden station.
Okay, it's 20 minutes in.
Tram pass,
And it's
okay.
tram pass, so we now have 2 ways of getting into resting ground.
Yep, one in logic, one not yet.
And Choco is not doing that. He's not going to resting grounds, or crystal peaks, or anything.
It's probably killing Hornet, just like Span.
Ironic that the stags have despised the trams, but yet you find a tram pass at the stag. I have to agree with the fact that killing Hornet at the moment is slow.
I mean, for Santa Bear, like, it's honestly not that much slower than going towards, going with Lantern towards peaks and resting grounds, but it is only one check as opposed to, like, 4. I don't think Santa Bear got tram pass.
Choco
I think
has tram pass and he went for Hornet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm. But Choco would have been much more effective to just go for resting grounds and do all the checks in there.
Looks like Santa Bear is checking the LA's darkroom.
I mean, technically, it is in their logic. It's not in the logic that the game wants you to be in, but it is in some sort of logic.
I imagine something in resting grounds will like give you access to green path. It's pretty hard to like give you access to things that aren't green path without giving you access to green path. So it does look like Choco is going to take the tram.
And now we're going to find out what is at No Eyes.
Dash. Okay, that's big.
Wow. Okay,
I imagine...
so our first mobility is off logic dash. Good to know.
Yeah, probably like resting grounds will have like nothing but a boulder killer.
Which means that Spander now has the ability to get all 4 shops. Which is exactly what he's doing from what I'm looking at.
Nope. Looks like he's going to Massive Monster. This is a check and a grub, I guess. But if I were Spander, I would just focus on goals here and go straight to Fungal. You can get Pilgrim's Way lore tablets and shops, and
the lore tablets in Mantis Village.
I think for that one you do need some sort of vertical. So you can't.
There should be. No, you can do it with Pogos.
Oh, that's fair.
It's off logic, but it's a trick that's normally used in any % runs, anyways, to get.
Oh, and tier at the Massive Monster chat.
Okay, that is big actually.
Okay,
that's
only check is tier on the board, not obtain it, so not a goal, but still pretty good.
Yeah, but it makes checking Isthmus tier way easier once they get to that point. Plus, it gets rid of the need for Crystal Dash as they already have Tram Pass. So they have all the things to check Isthmus tier now. Other than access to right side Snitty.
Yeah, separated between the two of them, though. Choco checking Essence. C-Dash 851.
Howling Rain.
Not something you want to farm for.
Crystal Heart
Both Crystal Dashes. Well, you need at least 550 Essence to get Crystal Dash in the seed, it seems.
Wow, Visir is a hog.
Well, Spanda Bear autopiloted right past the autopilot seal, aptly named, but honestly, I agree with this.
Okay, we found Desolate Dive in the resting ground.
So that gives Choco right side access through Crypts. So we're probably going to
And he
see
has Crystal, which is
runners
another
diverge
on its own.
a lot.
So finding Dream Nail will be quite big, considering Crystal Dash is now an option. However, considering that Spanda has Dash now, and he only needs another one to obtain Shade Cloak.
Oh, another thing that Spanda can do that I'm not sure they noticed is they can kill an Aluba now, I believe, with at least more easily with Tier.
I think I would say it's Dash that makes it easier.
Oh yeah, you do need to get through a small bit of acid from Hornet to get to Blue Lake.
Or you can just dash across it.
Yeah.
Him having Dash means that he has everything he needs, to be honest. Even
Yeah.
without his mistake, he could have.
I believe are 11 grubs in logic for Spanda.
Anyways,
There's 5 in Crossroads, 4 in Green.
Compass.
Most OP
So
charm.
now Choco has the legit version, while Spanda has the cheap knockoff.
Yeah, only Choco's is OP. So interestingly, Kill Mila is on this board, so that goal is now roughly obtain 550 essence.
Ain't that nice? Anyways, right side city access is great.
I don't think it has that many immediate goals. Without vertical, at least. Once Choco gets...
is in logic. And
Yeah.
not what Spanda is doing, he has a much higher chance of finding some sort of mobility here.
Yeah, and Choco can definitely get 11 grubs at this point, which gives him wings, which also gives him the Bardoon goal and the 420 Geo Rock goal if he's willing to do like a couple of Aspid Pogos, I believe.
Anyways, on another note, we have Dreamnail at... oh god. Legita with Dreamnail.
So, with Choco's Tram Pass, it also gives the all 8 map pins goal. But Spanda does not have nearly enough money to afford Dreamnail and Tram Pass and all 8 pins.
I mean, now we have two ways of accessing Crystal Peaks, so ain't that nice?
It does look like Spanda is heading towards Resting Grounds now. Following behind Choco. Always scary in a lockout race, but you can't possibly know where Choco is right now.
Pass, so he doesn't know that technically this is in logic, but I mean, what he's doing technically isn't in logic, but the end goal is in logic. That's what I'm trying. City Crest.
Going to Resting Grounds through Crystal Peak with Lantern is completely in logic. I think even with 0 movement, like there's a dark room that you can do and then you fall down into Resting Grounds.
Yeah, but you have to remember that the logic led Choco to City of Tears, not to Green Path. Green Path was off logic, so whatever they found in Green Path was also off logic.
Oh, that's a fair point. Huh. Spanda is not continuing to Resting Grounds. Going back to Fungal?
Saw all of the goals of that fungal related, so
But didn't he already get the leg eater bunch? It's unclear why he would like go through this entrance rather than going straight to the leg eater.
wait, is he going to East Fungal? East
Oh
Fog?
yeah.
Yeah, he seems to be going to East Fog.
This gives just one check, I believe, and the grub on the way.
Actually, chat did just say that now dash is technically in logic, and so is not, because dive has been found, but Spander
Yeah.
hasn't found dive yet. He doesn't know it's in logic, but it is in logic.
Huh. Just saving the grub, not even going to the seal. Interesting. Maybe going back for it now?
Oh god, Umu is reachable now. But Umu is not in logic.
Also,
which is
you can
blessing.
kill.
Oh,
you can reach Umu in logic. Nice. But you definitely can't get Monomon without any vertical from Umu. Looks like.
I just want to remind you that Umu does. Also, Morlik is not in logic. Technically it is because they.
Morlik is in logic with dive.
No, Morlik isn't in logic with dive.
Oh right, that's the updated version of Rando that puts that in logic with dive. So it looks like Spanabear is taking the Blue Lake skip to get to Resting Grounds instead of going through the Dark Room. Honestly,
so
since
far not having any luck in City of Tears.
Yeah, honestly, if I were both of them, I would either of them. I would just be focusing on getting 11 grubs now because it gives you Monarch Wings and VS, and it's
also,
not that hard.
Panda has found Monomon. Krill was at Blue Lake, and oh wait, you can. I normally pogo off Venturefly. I never thought that you could pogo off of. Anyways, Choco did make the mistake of going down and not to the left, which now means that he can't get back up unless he goes all the way around. That Rancid Egg isn't in logic, but he could have easily checked.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what Connor is saying in chat of, like, they still aren't killing the Luba. They really should only be getting the grubs in City to get wings.
Killing a Lubas is heartless, or oh god. The chat is saying that killing a Lubas is heartless, and also is telling us to murder all Lubas, so ain't that nice.
Cake is extremely heartless, advocating for the murder of Alubas and Myla. What a monster.
Myla deserves it. No, she doesn't. Anyways, we're getting this. Oh, we have both copies of Cloak now. If Spander checks this, that Shade Cloak. So whatever happens, Dash was always logic. Dash was always the movement that the game wanted you to have.
Huh. I don't see Gorgeous Husk on this board. I don't know why Span is killing it. Maybe just for the Geo? But like, there's already a lot of Geo. There's already a lot of Geo in shops from the 2 cheap arcane eggs, and if you have City, you have Lem access.
Choco is either going to Kingdom's Edge, which doesn't really make sense with only Dash, or he could be going left to get to Deep Nest. Oh,
Thank you for
oh god.
Thank you for pointing that out, Jet. I have now updated the tracker.
Oh wait, I
should
didn't
be
even
better at
notice
this.
that you didn't. I saw the second goal and I thought, oh yeah, he's going to update it, but he and then I didn't look at it because I was too busy looking at what they were doing.
Rix, I believe you might be able to do 420 Geo Rock with no vertical, but you would definitely need a lot of Aspid Pogos for that. Wings is fairly easy to do it with. There's like a background. There's like a wall that you can't quite get up onto the way to Oro, but if you have wings, you can pogo on a background object. I don't think you need
Choco
to
is going
deal
to
with
find Dream Nail now.
aspects of. Yep, and probably get that 8 map pins goal.
Not only that, he might also get the. He might not only get the 8 map pins goal, even though Spander not having Trampass does make it way easier for him to get it. But he can also now snipe both of the Lore Tablet goals, which were accessible to Spander, but he didn't want to go there.
It's entirely possible that
Never
Spana
mind,
is trying
Choco
to
is
spend
not
5k
doing
Geo.
No wait, Choco
Yeah,
is getting all 8 map pins. I agree with this. And Spander fell into the pit of shame.
Oh no, you can't get out without vertical. Rip. And it's a long trek back.
Oh, this should be 5. No wait, that's 7. This one's 7. Now just the 8th one. And Choco got it.
I will promptly update the tracker.
Anyways, we have been nearly 40 minutes in, and it's 2-2. And neither one of them has killed an Aluba.
Neither one of them have read both Pilgrim's Way lore tablets. So that might be what Choco is doing.
Mantis Village. Choco is probably doing both of them.
Nope.
Or not.
Also, neither of them have gotten 11 grubs for Wings and Via.
Choco is getting quite close, but so is Spander. They're both at pretty much the same amount.
Yeah,
Choco
but I would really like to see some focus on them.
Hey, now we can kill Bowders in easy logic. I know that Spander did this, but I wanted to make the joke anyways. Yes, HP bar mod. It's quite an old mod, actually, now that I think about it. Actually, all the Hollow Knight mods are quite old now.
Randomizer 3 is still being updated.
Can't wait for Rando 4. Anyways, we now know that Choco did not miss out on anything with that egg.
450 Geo. Choco zipping straight past the Pilgrim's Way lore tablet.
Yep.
And I believe
I'm probably forgetting about its existence.
Yeah, I believe Choco even read the first one.
Choco has forgotten about it existing, just like he forgot about Lifeblood Core and Lifeblood and Joni's Blessing existing in his charm slots.
Looks like Spanabear is counting up to 5,000 now.
I mean, we're 2 out of 5k on the way, so...
Well, Choco is at least going for the Mantis Village lore tablets.
Has he read the first one?
Yeah, he just read the first one and is now heading towards the second with a detour toward Dashmaster.
So far, nobody has died yet, so there were no massive Fs in the chat. The biggest F so far was Choco losing the goal at the beginning. I have no idea what Spander is doing. Oh wait, he was
Spending 5,000.
Yeah, he was spending 5,000, but he bought a pin.
I mean, you gotta spend that geo some way.
Yes, there's a relic. I'm going to buy a pin, even though the goal has already been marked. I am smart.
I mean, Spanda does have maps, so who knows? Maybe those pins will be useful.
Okay, are we going to get vanilla Mantis Claw? The Mantis Claw is the one item that most often is vanilla, and it's not. So
I think Spanda Bear is probably saving grubs now. I don't know what else is in this direction.
I mean, he has already gone to Crystal Peaks. He might be checking for Rancid Egg just below the dive.
Where is Choco going now?
Choco might
is he
be
heading back to the Pilgrim's Way lore tablets?
He might be trying to go around because doing the pogos is much more difficult.
I think the explosion pogo is probably more difficult, I would think.
At least it's more repeatable.
That's fair.
The mantises are way harder to set up.
Yeah, it does look like Spanda Bear is going for grubs.
Choco does seem to be going for the grub in this corridor, though.
Yeah, so Spanda can get the 2 grubs in Green Path. There's like one on the way to Kingdom's Edge that's very easy from King Station. I don't know how much they've gotten in Crossroads. Choco might also be getting grubs, in which case we might see both of the racers go for some pretty late finding of grubs.
I mean, if they get wings, there's nothing stopping them from getting both lore tablets, from which the Pilgrim's Way lore tablet has been a gimme for so long.
Wings also makes killing in Aluba slightly easier, I guess.
Pretty much just makes killing in Aluba being logic now. Like, makes it easy even without any pogos or fancy.
Still not that bad without wings.
Anyway, Spanda only needs one more grub. I don't know which one he's gonna go for.
Clearly the play is to go find Love Key and kill Collector. And then, like, somehow get up to the grubs without vertical. I don't know. Spanda checking their map. Unfortunately, does not have grubs marked, if that's what they're looking for.
Choco is going to get Isma's tier now. Choco might do no wise whilst he's here. That would lead to him being able to.
Is Spanda heading to Basin? I don't think he can do anything else in City. Yep, looks like it. So Spanda might get the Shade Cloak goal here, depending on whether Choco thinks to check no eyes while he's here.
Anyways, this is probably Shade Cloak for Spanda.
Yep.
Oh boy, Choco is in quite a pickle now. With this, Spanda has access to Queen's Gardens. I mean, both races now have access to it due to having Ismus tier. Ismus tier is probably the one thing blocking them off of Queen's Gardens.
Oh, I just realized. Check free grubs in all of Crossroads and Fog Canyon is also on the board, which means that's 2 goals locked by Crystal Dash at 542 essence or something like that.
Or at least hard locked.
Oh,
We
Dash
found
Master.
Dash Master.
That's pretty nice.
Anna's favorite.
The Zoom
way
Zoom
of
charm.
playing, and we also know where Sprint Master is, right?
I think that was at Grubs or Essence. I forget which one, and I forget how many.
Oh, yeah, it was at Grubs. It was at 13. So one of them could get be hyper fast. I mean, they are already getting 11 grubs. Why not get that extra 1?
So
Choco
check
turning on Weaver Song.
maybe just for some extra damage.
Oh wait,
I don't know what for.
Did he remember that he has a Bowder Killer in Dive? I think he's going to kill the Bowders.
He could be going to kill an Aluba. Nope. Never mind.
Doesn't have wings yet, and I think he's trying to. Actually, no wait. I don't...
Is this
Choco
going
not
for?
equipping Dash Master is a pain though. And Spanda
Yeah.
doing this again? I'm wondering, is he going to resting grounds and not remembering that he has access to it through Crystal Peaks?
It seems like that. You could also just like go up from King Station. We saw him do the pogo off the charging husk earlier.
Yeah.
In fact.
I also want to remind everyone of the fact that Spanda has had Hidden Station access all this time and has yet to check it. Choco did mess up the dive, killing the wrong Bowder first, and now getting it. And it's just steady body.
Yeah, Zerai, Spanda can definitely go the toll way, but maybe just forgot about it. I think Spanda already went. I think Spanda already went to King Station and got at least the any percent general check there, so it's not that much of a. There's not that much reason to open that lever.
I'm wondering what Choco is doing.
I'm going to switch the audio to Spanda. Nice, we get to see the 2 crystal dashes again. 547, that's what the number was.
I mean, if Choco is reading the board at the moment, he's going to notice both of the Lord Tablet goals. And
oh yeah, Googling would be pretty amusing.
Is Spanda forgetting about Dream Shield check? No, wait, I think he's doing it.
And Spanda gets dive.
Both runners have both races have dive now.
I think Choco might be going back for grubs now, or going to East Fog Canyon, or both.
I mean, there is a grub in the crypts that the racers could get, but it is quite difficult to get. Actually, I don't know if they can get it without vertical.
I think you can shade skip to it without vertical, but that's a lot of work for one grub.
That would be a lot of work for one grub, and they probably have an easier.
Spanbear getting a legit
good
compass.
Yeah. Now both runners have the OP chat. Choco can now say hello to Quirrell at Blue Lake. Okay, Choco is getting his 10th. And I don't think he's got the... one to the right of the room next to Grubfather. So that might also... So that would mean... Yeah, they pretty much have 11.
Meanwhile, it looks like Spanda is heading into Peaks from the dive entrance to get that check.
If that's anything good, that might be interesting.
Well, we might finally be seeing someone get wings after having access to it for so long.
We know that there is one more grub in, Okay, Spanda has not found any. I'm wondering if any of them will check well now that both of them have infection.
I mean, it's much easier once you get wings, so, like... I mean, I don't know, there's a lot of things to do that they could be doing, but...
I mean, with dash and wings, they could easily do pretty much a whole check of Crystal Peaks, excluding things like Hallownest Peak. Hallownest Crown, I meant, not Peak.
So, Choco finally getting those 11 grubs.
There's also another dream nail here. Do we know what is at White Palace?
I don't believe we do yet, though. Hopefully it doesn't come down to that.
Elegant key at White Palace.
Is Spanda finally remembering the scrub that they skipped over earlier? At least I think they skipped it over.
Actually, wait. Oh, Choco is checking the well.
Yep. I imagine Spanda's problem was mostly being confused about where grubs are since they aren't shown on the map.
I think he got all the Crossroads grubs, and that was the final one he needed. Yep. Choco got that one when... Oh, and Choco checking this now. Choco checking the check that nobody checks unless they check it early on.
So with wings, if Choco keeps doing these random checks, Spanda might start getting wing lock goals, like the ones in Edge, like talk to Bardoon, break the 420 Georock, which is technically non-logic without Claw, but like not that bad with.
Choco checking right side crits.
I would still like to see one of them go kill an Aluba.
The Aluba is literally has its arms wide open for them now. The Aluba is literally
Spando's
welcoming
also
them in
checking the well.
their small stubby arms.
Do Alubas even have arms?
They have legs, so I guess they would be embracing you and their tons of legs. Shopkeeper's key. That is something very good.
Yeah, that gives... I forget how many checks, it's like 4... It's somewhere between 4 and 6, I think.
Also,
I might be
Saw,
wrong.
I want to know the exact same thing. Why aren't they doing goals? The Aluba
Well,
has been
it looks like
on the board,
nothing...
so
Yeah, it looks like nothing
Both-
great at shopkeepers, unfortunately.
yeah, I'm still confused about the why are they not doing the Lord Tablet goals?
Where is Spanda going now? Is this Umu?
He has returned to Fog Canyon. He's already been here.
Pale Aura at White
Pale
Palace.
also is not going to be helpful unless they can't find Wait, do we know where any other Pale Ore is?
I believe Choco found one behind Shopkeeper's key.
Well then, phew, we don't have to do White Palace to get Nail too.
Oh yeah, Choco now has access to Nail too. That's like, it's very confusing what the racers are doing
Is
and
Choco
like why
going
they
to
aren't doing
the Patch
goals.
Master? He has looked at his charms. No. Disappointing us yet again.
Spanda at least going to do this very slow goal of Umu. Or at least they have a VS. But still pretty slow. Oh,
This will
also
be
a bit
interesting,
annoying
considering-
without Claw.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This is going to be quite an interesting fight, considering Spaz
Is Choco finally killing the Libra?
The Immortal One is finally getting killed.
Almost an hour in. Nice.
Hallelujah! The Immortal Girl is finally defeated. Also, get
Killing
your
an
popcorn,
Aluba should be a
guys.
tiebreaker.
We're going to be... Get your popcorn, guys. We're going to be waiting here for a while. Because you can see how little damage Spander is making.
Will this be like a 10 cycle more? Doesn't
If
look
only
like they're
Krill
using
dealt
VS
damage
much
like those
either.
Superior and Lubas. I'm wondering where else they could go from here.
I mean, you know, all the goals we've been talking about for the past 30 minutes of the lower tablets,
About the
things like
goals that they are still unable to get.
I mean, they could with some effort get the like 500 something essence for C Dash, which gives both Kill Mila and the Fog Canyon and Crossroads Scrubs.
I mean, yeah, they do have the ability to do that. They do have DreamNet.
Yeah, it's pretty easy with like No Eyes, Markoth, and like some of the easier like 100 essence stream boss.
The issue is, whilst Markov is a possibility, Spander, Choco still doesn't have the Shade Cloak.
Oh right, I forgot about that. It does look like Choco's going to rescue Zode.
No Eyes. So Choco doing No Eyes now would be a absolute blessing.
I believe they could also go check Isma's tier. Pretty easily at least once they get C-Dash.
Choco could at any moment actually. He has Tram Pass, and now that he has Isma's tier, he physically has the tools to get. He can go from from the tram, he can go up, and then go around into Isma's Grove. I can't wait for Expander to die on the 19th cycle of Umu of the 20 cycles he needs.
Yep.
Oh,
I do
never
believe
mind.
they can enter Godhome.
They can, they have dive, and claw should be enough ability.
Yeah, 4 different hot springs. They still need simple keys for that. Oh wait, have neither of them found a simple key yet?
Expander has killed Umu, and we know where his simple key is. One of them is at Essence.
Right, it was like some ungodly amount of S.
Anyways, Choco is saving Zoe. He's doing the cheese strat.
Okay, I like that Spanda is heading towards Kingdom's Edge here. That gives 2 goals of the 420 Georock and Bardoon. It also is progress towards 4 hot
And
springs.
Markov.
Right, that too.
However, I do believe that there is something they can do. I forgot where I was going with that.
They could do the well, at least Choco can do the waterway scrubs with Tram Pass. Oh no, you might need Claw for that actually. The one next to it.
Actually, yeah, we haven't seen anything that's related to Claw.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any claws anywhere. I'm starting to think that maybe Mantis Lords does have. Also, Choco is doing lore tablets. Choco finally doing those easy
Finally.
goals that were on the board for so.
But will he remember the Pilgrim's Way lore tablets?
Will he do the skip to get to the Dream Now? Not the Dream Now, to the Mantis. To Mantis. To the tablet above Mantis Village. There, I finally said it. I finally got it out of my mouth. Choco is doing Mantis Lords. Oh god.
It's not that bad with dive.
It's not that bad.
Race would be better, but
go.
yeah.
Is very easy.
I think at this point we just have to admit that like none of the runner is ever going to mark Pilgrim's Way lore tablets.
Mantis Lords is a fun fight though, and it does provide content, so who cares?
It's not that hard, so I don't know if I would call it content, but it is a great fight. I think one of my favorite bosses.
Mantis Lords is great, but Sisters of Battles beats it in every single way.
Well, yeah, of course, but it is one of my favorite bosses, not in Pantheon 5 or 4.
5. Anyways, here's probably the only boss in the game that isn't a repeat fight between the player and the Gruzmother, where they just took Gruzmother and turned her into a normal enemy in the Colosseum, where the bosses have life bars because there's 2 of them. To
Maybe
be
we should
honest,
add.
I wouldn't even mind if Mantis Lords were replaced with Sisters of Battle, like if there was an option in the randomizer to do
Well, what if we just had the goal beat Sisters of Battle as a bingo goal?
Oh
That would be
god,
okay,
no.
right?
That would have to be a tiebreaker. Yes, in a rando race, you have to do every single boss fight in the game. And probably abolish Grim, because doing the Grim fight is way worse than abolishing him. Why do it twice when you can do it once?
So with wings, you do need to do a small pogo to get to the.
This is one of the easiest pogos in the game, though.
Yeah.
Like, the Mantis is perfectly placed for you to be able to aggravate it and for it to move specifically into the...
Yeah, and it has plenty of health for you to retry.
Mantis Lords actually had a Geo chest like normal, and a Rancid egg. I don't know if that's normal. No, we normally have a...
I don't think so.
I don't think so yet. And a Vessel Fragment, absolutely useless. Spender now at 7 goals, getting all the goals he could possibly get here.
So, remind me, is check glowing womb possible with dash, wings, and fireball?
I just noticed that I was saying that Grim has to be abolished when I was trying to say that he is meant to be. But you could banish Grim, not abolish. You banish Grim. You abolish the anarchy.
So it does look like Span is now going to show off a wing skip to cliffs.
So
Probably
more
going to
logic
check the
plays.
Stagnus
That's nice.
vessel fragment.
I'm wondering if any of them will do the spike tunnel skip to glowing womb. Wait. Choco is doing the Pilgrim's Way Lord happen.
Is it finally happening? Looks like it.
And Spanda
and
has
Spanda
messed up the
misses it.
Pogo. Choco got it. This is actually quite a close race at the moment. And I am finding it hilarious how Choco has way more stuff than Spanda. Spanda got the goals, yes, but Choco has been doing all the goals that Spanda has decided not to do for some reason, even though he also had access to them.
Spanda did the harder goals. Choco did the easier goals that Spanda forgot about, or that both racers forgot about for some time.
I'm going to save the time frames at which they got all the the times at which they were collected.
Lore tablets at Pilgrim's Way. Lore tablets at like 1 hour and 5 or 6 minutes. That's got to be a record. Okay, it looks like Spanda has them. Yep.
No, it's nothing. Okay. Choco is... Will Choco check Broken Vessel? I'm wondering.
It's not technically in logic, but
it's not
it
in logic,
does.
but it is a possible... But the Pogo does allow it to happen.
It's also kind of a long check, though.
That Broken Vessel with dive is quite a short check act. Dive,
Yeah, but there's probably a better thing to do.
demolishes Broken Vessel. Plus, he
Spanda
could
just
be
got
doing Broken
D-Arc.
Vessel, also get Lostkin.
That's fair.
Lostkin does give the most essence out of all the dream bosses, I believe.
Yeah, it gives 400.
Spanda
Looks like
going
Spanda
for
first
the
try
inferior
goes to
hit.
segment.
I can't believe Spanda would do the inferior 2-hit version instead of the superior 1-hit version. And Spanda finding
Dream
the
Nail.
second Dream Nail, so now we know where all 3 Dream Nails are.
Spanda checking the
So,
stag.
White Palace, anyone?
Non-existent. It's for a pale ore, I believe.
Nail 2 goal.
Oh yeah, Choco still hasn't marked that, even though
He hasn't
he
got it
did
yet.
see. I mean, he did
knows
see
where
the
pale ore is, but he didn't mark it because he didn't buy it yet. Plus, he didn't have
It's-
access to it back then because he didn't have Monarch Wings yet.
You don't need Monarch, or I guess.
You need
I mean, you can do Venge.
logo, but only the first time.
That's not the right way to cliffs, Spandbear. Considering heading back to King's Pass, clearly. Well, it does look like Spanda's
Broken
gonna
Glass
start
Minion
gathering
dead.
essence.
Also, I wonder if Spanda has forgotten that Dream Nail is a Leg Eater.
Perhaps. Looks like we're getting a Nail 0 spellless.
Also, Stag Nest is now also something that you unlock through a item.
Yep.
Oh wow, VS copy. We now have shaders. Choco has
pretty
some
good
serious damage, so I'm wondering, will he do Lost Skin? He is doing Lost Skin, so what I was thinking
Interesting.
is correct.
I wonder whether Spanda will respond by doing Markoth. Looks like quite
Choco is
possibly
going
so.
the long way round. I thought everyone dropped down to get to Lost Kin and didn't go the long way around. Lost Kin will take a bit.
Found out.
Choco trying to summon his shade to fight with him. However, Choco does have quite a more disadvantaged state than Spanda. As in comparison to Spanda, he does not have a Shade Cloak, which would make this fight 10 times easier.
Looks like Spanda's gonna do some Aspid Pogos instead of just coming from King Station to get up to Markoth
I
and
just
the
noticed
capital.
that his Shade Souls are goddamn stands.
Yeah.
He's physically using the
amazing
power
skin.
of the stand. He's attacking the enemy stand with his own stand.
Spanda kind of struggling
Goals
with this Aspid
in
Pogo.
my rando race is less lucky than you think. Get your free check today.
Well, looks like Spanda has made the wise decision of going from King Station instead.
I want to remind everyone, Hidden Station has been a item that Spanda has had for a while. Trampas was there. He's still to check it. He's still to check the thing that was in logic from the very beginning. Technically to him, everything he's doing should not be in logic. Because they are off logic checks. Rando goal, marking. I can't say it, man. Rando goal marking. 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 Rando goal marking Mostly because it's a tongue twister or something. Anyways, Choco did beat Lostkin, so that's 400 S's for him.
I believe he just needs 150 more to get C-Dash.
Anyways, have you found out that... Are you thinking of marking any rando goals? Well, call Random Goal Hotline. And we will help you not mark those goals. I'm so sorry. Anyways, Sander has upgraded, has D-Dark, which is absolutely painful against stream bosses. As
Yeah, there's a
D-Dark
reason why...
as any of the down spells are not in logic for many bosses.
Yeah, there's a reason why stream
Morlock
bosses
doesn't,
need
agree with
non-dives.
dive.
Argothis being his usual annoying self.
At least there's a flaw.
Yeah.
Choco is doing, huh.
It looks like Choco's probably getting Essence for C-Dash, and will probably beat Spanda to it, since Spanda only has 100 and this gives 250, so he'll need 200 more, which will take a long time.
Choco will still need to beat one more boss, so he can either do, he can have... Hopefully he decides on doing, No Eyes to get the dash copy. No wait, No Eyes is 200, if the chat is correct.
Yeah, I believe that's true.
Zero is the most likely then.
Looks like Spanda's going for No Eyes for that last 250.
But No Eyes only gives
This is
200.
actually... yeah, sorry, the last 200, yeah. I believe Spanda has 350 Essence now, so only needs 200. So this is actually a race. It's like, can Spanda beat No Eyes before Choco beats Zero? Probably the answer is no.
Probably
They'll
no,
both have
because
C-Dash.
Zero.
Yeah.
Anyways, with the FAT, there's going to be a ton of goals opening up. I'm expecting both runners to, right after getting, I'm expecting both of them to go straight for glowing.
I'm expecting Mila, honestly. That's a bit faster than
Mila
Glowing.
is faster. I mean, both of them are in Crossroads, so
yeah.
I'm expecting Evil. And Choco has the advantage for Mila because he does have Upper Tram. But actually, that is just as good as having Stag, to be honest.
Yeah.
Anyway, Choco beat Xero.
Spanda's a bit more than halfway through No Eyes.
And also
I
getting
believe
pummeled
Spanda
to
does
death
have
by the higher amount of projectiles on the screen. Okay, he's done it.
I believe Spanda has the advantage for Grubs, because for the Grubs goal, because he did get the Teacher's Archive bench. And I believe they both have all Grubs and Cross.
Yeah, they both got them on their go to get their 11 grade. And now we have all 3 spells. Okay, now hopefully Choco rushes for Mila as soon as he can. And that is exactly what he's doing, I believe. He could be going for Glowing Wound. No, he's going for Glowing Womb, oh god. That is the wrong choice.
Yeah, this might let Spanda and the Grubs from... No, but it looks like Spanda's also going for Glowing Womb.
Spanda is
Oh, yeah, no.
I mean, now we know that Choco is not going to be contested. At least Choco is not going to be contested, so
Yeah,
he's got
unless
glowing
he
womb.
dies or
He's going
something.
to glowing
Probably.
womb in peace.
Yeah. Spanda proves that they're a monster.
Oh, I get it now. Choco did not do it because he would be a monster then.
Yep. That's entirely why. Though, Choco did kill Aluba. Looks like Spanda's heading towards Glow. Whoa, they realized.
Oh, damn. At least he got the complimentary seal. What is Spanda doing? Did he not notice that it was... Okay, I think he just noticed.
Probably not. Yeah. Huh.
Okay, there are a couple of things that the racers could do if
Wait,
they
did the archives
now.
Huh. Did Spanda not get the archives bench? This is like definitely slower than going from the archives bench since the archives bench is literally right there.
Queen Station. Maybe that will lead him to doing Willow and the relic in there. Oh, and he is. That reminded him of two. Oh, I think Spanda's stream has just died. Never mind, it's back.
Huh. Good.
Okay, Soul Catcher.
Yeah, Spanda's having some trouble with internet. I'm gonna switch audio to Choco.
Choco here having trouble getting the full jump. There we go.
Yeah, it's
now
a bit
the rest
tricky.
should be... Never mind. And Choco has died trying to get there.
RIP.
Anyway, Spanda is now at 11 goals. 2 more and he's won. Right now, the waterways are looking very promising.
Yeah, as long as they get a key. There was one at Essence, I forget how much.
Yeah, there was one at Essence, so that would be a...
I think Spanda might be going for that, going towards 0. Or possibly just going to Progression Egg.
Choco, I think, is going for Nail too. Choco dying for the greater good. Wait, is Choco? No. Damn it! I was really expecting Choco to do the spike tunnel skip.
That would have been amusing. Choco does have Fantas, so that is relatively easy waterways access.
Actually, you're right, but he does need Claw for that, if the chat is correct.
Oh, is that? I guess I haven't gone that way very much, so I'm not that familiar with it.
Pancakes does have sands on, as shown by him dashing downwards.
Yep. The only downcast is sometimes you accidentally dash downwards. Spanda's internet is...
Please help.
I have no solutions for being judged by chat.
Spanda's stream still dying.
looks like they're at least checking the simple key. I don't know whether they picked it up. I couldn't tell. Are they checking Spirit's
No,
Glade?
they haven't. Wait, they're doing the. Oh god, they're doing the route. Well, Choco is doing Soul Sanctum. Could he be doing Soul Sanctum to get Soul Tyrant
Okay.
done for the last bit of essence he needs?
Probably not. It's pretty slow.
It's slow, but it does give a ton of essence for beating Soul Tyrant.
Yeah,
Oh, why
but
did Soul Sanctum It has the one check for beating Soul Master, the other check from the chest, and then one more check.
You can't actually get the chest or the seal in Soul Sanctum without Claw, actually.
There was one at Shopkeeper's Key, yeah.
I still have no idea what's going on. It's been aside.
Form of Soul Twist, Spell Twister. So that's another thing that Choco can check. Spander getting disappointed with what's at the well.
I thought they already checked that.
Choco did, not Spander.
Ah.
Choco relying on his stand to do all the work. Also, we have our first nail art. It's 1.5 hours in. Nobody has entered God Home yet. Because nobody had the balls to do the spike tunnel to skip.
Or just go through Trampas.
Because they didn't have Claw yet. Choco using the mod log.
Cool.
I mean, he
looks
has
like Spanda picked up a simple key.
He has.
So
He has Shriek, so. I mean, he has Wraiths, not.
This might be over pretty soon. Spanda just picked up a simple key and now can pretty man check Ismas.
Yeah, so Spander might be finishing soon now.
We're getting various frames from Spanda.
I guess Spander's Race, the storybook. Available now
Yeah.
on Amazon.
That looks like a screen transition.
You mean what Hornet is made of?
Hmm.
Anyway, Spander has checked Isma's tier.
Huh. The stream must be also very behind.
Or that's what he wants us to think. Choco killing Soul Tyrant for the... I was actually correct. And
Huh, I
don't
am
like
very
the fact that
surprised.
I
I guess Choco... Huh. Did Choco like No Eyes? You can't do more prop without Shade Cloak, but No Eyes
He has
should
access to No
be
Eyes.
available.
Spand on his way to God.
And killing some fluke phase. I think we're actually still checking Ismas.
I should probably get the spoiler log up, because this is going to be over pretty soon now. Also, I just want to remind you all that we did have access to Dreamgate for a while now. We know where 3 Dream Nails are, so enter the Lifeblood core room without any Lifeblood charms equipped is way easier than the racers might think.
I mean, they already also have Hidden Station, and they have yet to find Kingsbrand, so like they already had a way to do the Lifeblood minus Kingsbrand.
Yeah, we only don't know where Kingsbrand is. So to be honest, we don't know where a lot of stuff is, and we're already halfway through the race timer that we would be given.
Well, Spanda's almost to Godhome.
It would be nice if the stream wasn't going at 1 frame per minute.
Yeah.
I guess this is GG.
GG.
We should wait though to know if he actually did it or not. I'm sorry, but we can't tell unless he gets into Godhome. Also, he just activated a boss for some reason.
No, I think sometimes the larger enemies show larger HP bars, like the large sentries in Right Side City, for example.
I'm getting the seed.
Right, I need to mark Choco down.
Anyways, finally we can tell that Spanda is the winner. He has actually got the goal.
Yep.
But no claw. Oh god. There being no claw in this race. That is absolutely amazing. Time to get the spoiler log up. Still getting it up.
And also time to interview the racers.
Yep. Hello!
Hello, Span.
Hello.
Congrats on your victory.
Thank you. Is Pancakes here yet?
Seems like not yet. So I'm curious on your thoughts on the Pilgrim's Way lore tablets, Mantis Village lore tablets, killing an Aluba, and killing the Durandu.
Yeah, those were all things you could have done for a while. When Choco gets here, I'm going to ask him something very embarrassing as well.
Yeah, the Aluba I have no excuse for. The others, I don't actually know where those lore tablets are. I should figure that out.
Pilgrim Way. You passed through one of them doing off-logic Bowder killing.
Oh yeah, fun fact. Both of you used Weaver Song to kill Baldur's out of logic when the real progression was...
Logic. Trampans was logic, and he didn't even go to Hidden Station to get it.
Yeah, Trampass was at Hidden Station.
Oh! I even bought it. It was just a waste of money.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm wondering if Pancakes did the did the skip to Glowing Womb, or if they just
Okay.
got Crystal Dash like at exactly the same time as.
Yeah, you guys were like right
know
on top of each other getting Crystal Dash.
Wow. Wow.
I
What
know
was
where one of the mantis
was the
claws
last
is.
scrub in Fog Canyon also really close then?
No, I believe Choco had not gone to Fog Canyon at all yet, and so didn't even try.
He didn't even get
Okay.
No White's Mask Shard, so he had dash way later than he got the dash that you got to get Shade Cloak.
Yeah, he never
Got
got
it.
Shade Cloak. Pyro, where is Claw? You said you opened the spoiler log?
First claw was at the King's Idol at the Great Hopper, so the one
Oh.
just below Colosseum. So that was on the way to getting the 4 hot springs. Also,
So
Choco died to Soul Tyrant. That's a big
Rip.
F. Did you invite him?
Yeah, I believe so. I think he's just too he was just too
Oh,
preoccupied with Soul Tyrant.
So you had to get that. You had to get that Mantis Claw that I just said because the other one was stuck behind Watcher Knights. So you would have to have gone for that claw, else you wouldn't have access.
And where was King's Brand?
Yeah, I'm checking that.
I also didn't see any Pale Ore the entire game.
So one of them was at White Palace.
White
One of them was behind. Yeah, one of them was behind Shopkeeper's Key. I forget where Choco found that, but we briefly. Hello, Choco.
Hello, Choco.
Hello,
Quick
good game.
question.
Good
How
job.
did you feel when you saw Obtain 2 Lifeblood Charms get marked by Spander?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, he had it for so long and you haven't marked it. He even looked at your screen and I was like, okay, he has to mark it now. He sees he's got 2 of them. And then you never did.
Oh,
Here's another question. How do you feel about lore tablets? You took
the Pilgrim's Way lore tablets. Those took you a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, those took both.
Killing a Looper was a meme. It happening at half an hour into it.
yeah, we probably both should have went for that earlier. Did Choco? Did you go for it right after you got the wings? I just completely forgot about the Alupa.
Okay, guys. King's Brand was at Hera.
Where's Harry?
It was at Hera, King's Brand, the Dreamer.
Got it.
Oh yeah, do you want to know where Mantis Claw was?
Yeah, where was it?
It was at the Great Hopper, King's.
Oh, up by
And
the
other
Coliseum.
one was Claw Locked.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one underneath the Coliseum.
So I believe logic for this seed was to buy Hidden Station, farm Geo for Tram Pass, then use Tram Pass to get the Resting Grounds and get Dive, then go to Green Path, get Lantern, and Dash from Stone Sanctuary, and then get
Yeah,
11 grubs for Wings.
Yeah, there were 2 locations where Dash was available.
Yeah, and then finally go over to Karo to get the Great Hopper relic for Claw.
This is probably the most cursed any of the seeds have been so far for the races.
I would say it's not as cursed as Fluke Mark.
Okay, there wasn't
Fluke
a
Mark I
Fluke
can
Mark
handle.
yet.
Where was the other wing? Where was the other wings?
I'll check it now.
I don't know if Pyro has the spoiler log open.
Never mind, the spider log doesn't want to cooperate.
Okay.
Oh, also, Goem and Garpy journal entries were available to both of you as well for a long time. If a bit,
also need to learn where those are.
yeah, one of them is in Deep Nest next to the Hot Springs bench, and one of them is in Crossroads near the entrance to Fungal. You need dive for that.
You need to dive for that one. Is it like
Oh,
a
yeah,
lore
guys.
tablet like thing? Do you inspect something and get the entry?
Yeah, you inspect something.
Okay.
Just a quick question. How did both of you feel when the both crystal dashes were at Essence?
Yeah. That made me feel a little safe putting it off for a while, which was possibly a mistake. I think if I had waited like another minute or two, the game would have continued quite a bit longer, and Choco would have gotten all the Crystal Dash checks, 2 more checks.
Also, the other Monarch Wings was at the Halo and the Seal in Beast Den.
Beast Den, okay.
So
Yep.
Beast Den was just stacked.
Beast Den was stacked.
What else did Beast Den?
Hera had
Hera.
Or
Club.
no, it was
no,
it
Kingsbrand,
Windspar or was it
Kingsbrand.
Kingsbrand, yeah.
Kingsbrand.
Yeah, it was Kingsbrand. Never mind. Well,
Okay, so
GG's.
NMG anything?
Yeah, good game.
Yeah, we only ever saw one Nailer.
Nailmaster's Glory was actually another Howling Wraiths, so... It was a spell.
I believe the next race is Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. There's also another race that day at 9 p.m. Eastern. The first one's between Cthulhu and DFTZ, and the second one is between Hmothny and Dow TMB. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good...
Yes, good evening. Good match, Choco.
GG.
Gee.